With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Remember when you heard this sound for the first time? Or how about these? Or how about when this was a pleasant surprise?
Chewie, we're home.
Or when this rocked your world?
No, I am your father.
Hold on to your helmets because we're about to hit light speed. This is R2 Details. Hey everyone, welcome to our brand new show here at the This Is Funner Network. This is R2 Details, Star Wars podcast, and my name is Chris Donovan, and it's really weird that we did not think of this up sooner because really all we have in our office is Star Wars characters. And by the way, I'm joined today with my son, the boy Aiden. What's up, dude?
Hello.
Why don't we have a podcast together?
I don't know.
We do now.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening. This is going to be our favorite Star Wars characters since it is May the 4th be with you. Mm-hmm. And with you. That's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah, and with you, yeah.
Okay, hey, are you yawning over there, by the way?
No.
Come on, man. Wake up. All right, so I've got the top 50 Star Wars characters by Rolling Stone up here, but we're only going to kind of focus on the top 10. And if somebody talks about something in the top 50, I'll just kind of tell them where it's at and stuff. So the first thing I want to bring up is top 10. Number 10 favorite Star Wars character according to Rolling Stone. And I want you, this includes droids, by the way. However, no, not all droids. I don't think it includes all the droids because I don't think it includes Solo or the Clone Wars. And I also don't think Rebels is on here because Chopper's not on here. So I think it's not including everything. I think Rolling Stone put this out a little while back and they don't care about cartoons. But just keep that in mind when we're looking at the characters, okay? All right, so number 10. This is going to give it away immediately. The Rolling Droid.
Yes.
Who is that?
BB-8.
We have two of them, huh? We have two remote control BB-8s.
Yes. One of them's slow and one of them's fast.
Yeah, one of them's super tiny and the other one's like medium size.
Medium rare.
Medium rare. And how I like my steak. So on this list, BB-8's number 10 on the list. He's a fairly new character. Was introduced when The Force Awakened.
Yes.
Do you think that he should be in the top 10 already?
Yeah, obviously.
Why?
Well, because he's BB-8.
That's his names and his numbers and stuff, but that's not a reason why. Why?
Because he's BB-8. Come
That's
on.
true.
You can't go wrong with him.
I agree because I think BB-8's this generation's R2-D2.
Yes.
Because R2-D2 was kind of like sleepy in The Force Awakens. BB-8 had the stage, and R2's the only droid that's been in everything, by the way.
Uh-huh.
You know that, right? Like every movie, his memory's never been erased, so he knows everything from Anakin being a little baby, coming from Padme, and then all that stuff, you know? So
yeah.
And even though, you know, C-3PO's memory's been wiped a few times.
That is true. Wait a minute, but R2 in the Rise of Skywalker, when they had to erase 3PO's memory,
yes.
Later, 3PO was like, R2 put 3PO's memory back.
Yes, he did.
What?
Yeah, I think that R2 has all of C-3PO's memories too. I don't know. I think there's going to be. I mean, I like the name of our show, R2 Details, which is kind of fun. But I think R2's. I think they need to do a hierarchy with just him. Like everything kind of he's been through and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. What do you think?
That'd be cool, yeah.
All right, well, number 9 on the list from Rolling Stone is Obi-Wan Kenobi, or Old Ben Kenobi.
Yes.
What do you think about him?
I think he's pretty cool.
Do you think he was pretty cool from Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi? Or do you think he's cool from Clone Wars and the prequels?
I think he's cooler in the prequels.
I agree with you. He was a small part of the first movie. So when he became such a large part of the Clone Wars and the prequels, I was quite surprised, honestly, because, again, he was such a small part of what seemed like the first original trilogy. He was in Star Wars and then popped up as a ghost a couple times,
just
right?
Like, hey, Luke, you guys just get out of here. Hey, I don't want to live anymore. Here, you can just take me. Okay, then. Wait.
Remember when we went to Star Wars Celebration and they had that whole booth set up for the old Obi-Wan? Like they still show up and they still set up his stuff for him. Did you see that? Remember seeing that?
No, I don't.
Oh, that was pretty cool. I know my wife remembers. But hey, okay, so that's number 9. Do you think he should be higher or lower on the list?
I mean, a bit higher. Probably like number 6, maybe.
Yeah, I think he should be in the top 5 at least. He is very pivotal. He kills many Siths.
Yes.
And he trained Darth Vader.
Uh-huh.
What a jerk. I mean, you were my brother, Anakin. Okay, what's your favorite Obi-Wan line?
Hello there.
No, come on. I think the higher ground one.
I really like the hello there.
Do you?
line.
Yeah, I like the, I have the higher ground. I don't even know how to do it right. But Obi-Wan Kenobi is at number 9. Number 8, we talked about him a little bit already, R2-D2.
Yes.
He is probably the most famous character in Star Wars next to Yoda.
Yeah.
And or Baby Yoda at this point.
Grogu.
Sorry, geez, whatever. It doesn't matter. Baby Yoda's way cuter. But no, R2-D2, again, 8. I think he should be in the top 5 easy.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of characters out there in the lore, but most people don't know about them as in depth as we do. But he should be higher than 8.
Yes, that is true. He should be higher.
And the introduction of him to the show was kind of cool. He was just like he was just a service droid on Padme's ship.
Yeah.
Goes out there and kills or fixes the ship, gets the hyperdrive going. They get out of there, and then he just stays.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
I was like, hey, he helped. He just fixed the ship. Let's just keep him around.
Right, and then he helps baby Anakin. I shouldn't say baby Anakin. Little Anakin. Fly that Naboo fighter.
Naboo starfighter.
What did he do? He blew up what?
They blew up the Trade Federation battle station.
Yeah, one of their starships or whatever it
Yeah.
was, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, so R2, I mean, easily should be in the top 5. I don't necessarily agree with this. Even if this was made 400 years ago, he was still like number 1 then, so he shouldn't be. So going down the list a little bit more, number 7, I actually agree with this one quite a lot, actually. Rey from The Force Awakens and those other 2 movies.
Wait, you mean my cat?
No, I mean Rey, the actress. No, Rey, the character. The actress is that person. But no, Rey, Rey Palpatine.
Yes.
Your cat's last name is not Palpatine.
No, it's Slaughter.
Thank you. All right, so I agree with this 7. That's definitely. I think she's very pivotal in those 3 series, but with the entire story of Skywalker and the Clone Wars and everything, she's a really small part of it at this point.
Yeah.
Do you think she has a future? Do you think they're going to do movies around her? You think she's going to make Tatooine to like the place to be or what?
I don't know. I mean, well, I don't know actually.
Okay, no worries.
Who's number 6, Dad?
Well, thanks for asking, Aiden. I'm just kidding. It's not Han Solo. It's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Now.
The main guy of the original trilogy.
The original trilogy, plus a huge part of the sequels.
Yes.
And some.
I mean, well, not a huge part, just like a minor part, kind of.
The whole movie's about finding Luke Skywalker.
I know, yeah. The first one, the Force Awakens about them trying to find him.
And he doesn't say a word.
The second one.
He catches a big fish and drinks blue milk. Ugh.
Yeah, the next one, he's just like, I don't want to be a Jedi anymore. Go away. And then fine, I'll train you.
Yeah.
And hey, guys, get out of there. Hi, I'm just a hologram.
But beside the movies, it was badass to see him show up in Mandalorian.
Also, you know what I just realized? In the Last Jedi, when Yoda just shows up, he there's one part where he just like bonks Luke on the head with his stick.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wait a minute, Force ghosts can interact with real life objects.
It's Yoda, dude.
And but then in the Rise of Skywalker, when Rey is about to throw Luke's lightsaber into the crashed X-wing. I mean, wait, no, not X-wing. TIE fighter.
Yeah, TIE fighter.
Then Luke just comes out of the fire, just catches it as a Force ghost. Like, hey, you shouldn't do that.
Well, no, apparently they can interact. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome. Maybe they can,
That would actually be a huge help. Like, literally just, use your lightsaber and just like, hey, guy, haha, you can't
why
kill
not?
me.
Why couldn't they be
No,
like
I'm
the
already
ghosts
dead.
in Lord of the Rings?
I know, yeah.
They could kill everyone and not get hurt.
Yeah.
Why aren't Jedis dead?
I No.
Wait, they are.
Wait a minute. Yeah, dude. They could have helped so much.
They could have.
Like every Jedi that died could have helped so much. Like,
can you imagine how many of them are, especially after Darth Vader killed them all at the Jedi Temple?
yeah.
Wow, what a jerk. His dad, of all people.
Wait a minute. No, he didn't kill him at the Jedi Temple.
Guess who's number 5?
Oh yeah, wait. Darth Vader. Princess Leia.
Well, you're reading it. I wanted you to guess. But yeah, Princess Leia and Luke next to each other. I agree with that also, but I don't necessarily think that. I think they're about right. 5 and 6, yeah. 5 and 6, Luke, Leia. Remember when Darth Vader and Luke finally find out that Luke's his son and Vader's his dad?
Yeah.
You remember how fun that was?
Yeah.
And then how hard it was for Luke to tell Leia? I don't necessarily understand why it was so hard for him to tell him.
Like, hey, I want to tell you something. What is it? Oh, sorry, gotta go.
Yeah, right. Oh, sorry, no, Han Solo's jealous right now, so I got to go over here. But yeah, Princess Leia, she's turned into General Organa later on in her life.
Yeah.
She was royalty to me, as they said in The Force Awakens.
Yes.
But yeah, she's an awesome person. I'm excited to see, because eventually, Star Wars is never going to stop.
Yeah.
They have to show her training as a Jedi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Rey takes her and Luke's lightsabers at the end of the last one and puts them in the ground in Tatooine.
Yeah.
So what do you think they're going to show? Do you think they're going to show like a prequel of like Leia, kind of like a Han Solo type thing?
I think, maybe.
Do you think people didn't like the way that she lived, quote unquote,
I don't know.
when she flew through space after getting blown up? You don't know?
I don't know.
You don't have an opinion?
Yeah.
You have lots of opinions when the movies are on.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into
Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Billy Lord, her daughter, is actually in the movies now.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. That she kind of passed it down.
Mm-hmm. Who was number 4? Wait a second now. Number 4.
Number 4 is Yoda has.
So that sounds like Gollum a little bit. Gollum trying to.
My precious. Precious mine is.
But yeah, number 4 is Yoda.
Number 4 is Yoda, and this is really cool because he started as a puppet.
Yeah.
And
And
he-
we're just like, hey.
And a
I don't-
creepy puppet, if that.
Like, hey.
Like, look at him. Look at his ear hair.
Yeah.
He has problems.
Yeah.
But then he is, what, like
But then he's, like-
7,000 years old?
Yeah, but then he's like CGI later in the prequels.
But how
prequels.
how awesome was it to see little Yoda with a cane spinning around like a top, kicking the crap out of Count Dooku?
Yeah. He's just like
This is a podcast, Aiden. You have to do audio
so
things.
that
Insert
hang on.
scene here.
it's just like he hops in. Oh hey Yoda, what's up?
It was so cool, though. I mean, he's obviously the most wise Jedi of all.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Jon Favreau, Happy, from Spider-Man and Iron Man, all those movies, was smart enough to create Baby Yoda for Mandalorian. I think it just gave Star Wars just another leg of like energy, like a second, no, not even a second one, like a seventh wind for Star Wars.
Yes. Just like,
Yeah.
hey, wait, there's others of them out there.
Yeah, because now they have the the Mandalorian, Boba Fett, Ahsoka, all of those.
Yeah, but
all of
I
those
mean,
coming
but
out.
we never got to see like where Yoda like is.
No, not yet, but we also are
Like,
learning all that right now.
Luke was gonna train him,
Mm-hmm.
and
I can't wait to see it. There's going to be there will probably be a spin-off that will either be called Skywalker for Luke training and doing everything and getting Kylo Ren and stuff,
yeah,
or I think there'll be a Yoda spin-off.
no, maybe, but
Or Yoda species
You know what I
spin-off.
think? I think Grogu was like maybe being trained at maybe like a Jedi knight or something in the Jedi temple that Luke set up, the one that Kylo Ren destroyed.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Maybe he was there.
Maybe Grogu got killed?
Nope.
Wow, what was that noise? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, well, I mean, I like that theory. If he was a Jedi, or by that time, he probably would have been a Jedi Knight, not necessarily training.
Or master, maybe. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Jedi Master, probably. But I guess we'll see. I hope they make that series.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we go too far, let's check in with Eric and his daughter, Audrey. They are huge Star Wars fans and part of the Funner family, so they're going to talk to us about their 2 favorite Star Wars characters. Hey, Eric and Audrey, how are you guys doing?
We are doing wonderful, and we are excited about this new Star Wars podcast.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We're just going over the top 50 characters that Rolling Stone has laid out in 2020 last year during COVID. Somebody was bored, so they're like, "Oh, let's rate Star Wars characters again." So we are going through the list, but I wanted to check in with you guys first. I'll go to Eric first because he's the worst. Who are your favorite Star Wars characters?
Well, I mean, listen, top 50, that about covers all of the Ewoks. So it's got to be the 50th Ewok to the first one in the village. It got to be, right? I mean, I'm just guessing here. I didn't see the list.
Hold on, let me look. There's one Ewok on the list because that's the only one. No, everybody knows the name too. Wicket.
Okay, so listen, I mean, what's so great about Star Wars is that there are so many iconic characters that I think that you could ask 100 people. And while a lot of people would say, you know, the Yodas of the world and all that, you'll get a serious amount of people doing some pretty obscure ones as their favorite character. I would say, and this might be a little controversial, so be ready for this. This could not, I hope you're not on the edge of your seat because you could fall off. I'm going to call the Millennium Falcon a character. And I stand very firmly behind that because in what other show, movie, book, universe of any kind would an inanimate object such as a spaceship have so much personality and be so important to the overall story? And it's part of the underdog story, right? I mean, the whole story is these underdogs that are trying to take on the Empire. Well, the ship itself is an underdog. They look at it all the time and they question it. How the hell can you do that? And he brags about it. He talks about how many parsecs he did it in. This ship is iconic in the way that my number one character is, and that would be R2-D2. For the exact same reasons.
Okay,
it's
well,
an inanimate object that does nothing but beep, but yet we all care about it so much.
But the Falcon made me cry when we watched The Force Awakens the first time, where it's like, the junk will do, you know, the pile of garbage will do, and I'm like,
Yeah, there it is. And everybody gets excited. Think about it. You get excited when you see the ship as the same that you got excited when you would see Han come on screen or Luke or anyone else. And it's a character.
And I know that once the Millennium Falcon somehow is deleted from the universe, which it will never, but when it does, there's going to be riots in the streets. Like,
no, in the skies.
Gun and like,
there'll be riots in the skies.
Mad and be like, you took my ship. And
it's going to be SLM, Ship Lives Matter. We're gonna unite the country actually in our anger that the Millennium Falcon will finally.
Well, if you think about it, and you saw the Han Solo movie, which was debatably good or bad. L337, the droid, was uploaded into the Falcon, so that personality's in there. And remember when 3PO, I think in Star Wars, said this ship has a very weird dialect. He's talking about that robot. So you think about it, it does have a personality.
It's a cool backstory. I really like that. I mean, I know the Solo movie is not definitely a favorite amongst the Star Wars fans, but I thought it at least it filled in some holes and some gaps that were kind of some cool things for the back story and all that. But the Millennium Falcon, R2-D2 appears in every movie and plays an integral role. He's more than just a robot. He's literally helps save the universe on multiple occasions, and he's lovable even though he doesn't beep. So I think it's funny that my two favorite characters are two characters that don't talk.
Yeah, they're cooler than all the human characters.
They are, and the Falcon didn't make the list because they weren't as out of the box thinking as you are. But R2 came in at number 8.
Not as
what about you? What about you, Audrey? What are your like two favorites?
Well, mine are definitely more topical, just because I am a topical.
Different generation. You're a different generation. No, we've talked about.
Yeah, I'm different generation. I have a different perspective on Star Wars because while you guys obviously grew up with it, you guys kind of grew up with Star Wars as the movies came out and stuff like that. I grew up in Star Wars. Like, I was born after the prequels were made. In fact, a year after the last prequel was out, I was able to see The Force Awakens in theaters with my dad. That was my first ever Star Wars movie in theaters. Yeah. So I've kind of I was born in like a different generation of Star Wars. And for me, one of my favorite characters, which again, this is also kind of controversial because a lot of people didn't like this movie, but I really like Jyn from Rogue One.
Yes,
now,
yes.
So my reasoning for this is that she is, in my opinion, the perfect female role model, or female character in a movie. Mm-hmm. And that is because, like, obviously there's other amazing female roles in Star Wars, like Princess Leia and Rey and Padme and all those. But Jyn Erso, which I believe is her last name, is the perfect, like, rendition of, like, a normal person. Like, she has flaws. She obviously doesn't do everything right, like how Rey does sometimes, like where she just randomly has a lightsaber and can defeat a guy who's been training for his whole life. She has her flaws, she has her morals, and she sticks with those morals. And then there's character development in the end where everyone kind of is happy with how it ended, even though they all, spoiler alert, they all die. She also, when you're watching the movie, there's not a point in the movie where you're like, I don't know if she would do this, because you know her character so well. Even
she's grounded. She's a grounded character that we all understand who she is.
And her, obviously, she has a huge part in this story and universe because she is the reason that the rebels got the plans. Which, if you know anything about Star Wars, you just need to know Luke Skywalker's name, and you know that there's Death Star plans.
Yep.
That are,
and the thing about her is that was the story that everybody wanted to see so bad.
Yes.
And then when they brought Rogue One in, it really put the wars back into Star Wars, which was really cool. The shitty thing is, and I shouldn't say shitty, is that I don't see Jen on here. She's not on the top 50, which means the person that wrote this article is an idiot. But
I mean, at the very least, at the very least, even if you don't believe she's a top 5 character, or in my daughter's case, a top 2, she's definitely like top 25. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see how on any list, even if you're being a hater of the newer movies, how she couldn't at least crack that top 25.
I feel like a lot of people just completely disregard that movie because it wasn't like Star Wars lightsabers. It's like there was one lightsaber that whole movie, and it was Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, the very, very.
And how can you say that it's a bad movie if Darth Vader's in it?
And it rolls.
I'm sorry, you're not a real Star Wars fan.
It literally lines up like Thor Ragnarok does to Infinity War, where it rolls directly into Hope, Star Wars, the original. But I wanted to mention the one thing. You're right. She's super integral. She's one of my favorite. Her Lego characters up there on top of my medals. You can see kind of a little bit. But if it wasn't for her being hidden. And then Forrest Whitaker's character, who I cannot think of right now, who's all over the Clone Wars, and coming and getting, nobody would have got the plan to the Death Star because that guy's daughter would have been dead. So yes, if she wasn't a character, if she would have been killed early as a kid,
everything falls apart. Yeah, everything.
There would be no Star Wars.
Back to the Empire.
Yeah, and that movie also, I kind of have strong opinions on that movie because it's one of those movies where it is a Star Wars movie. Like, I can watch that movie knowing nothing about Star Wars and I would be okay. Yeah, no, it's like a standalone, but it also ties in perfectly, which is another reason why I love that character, is because it's like, it's just for me the ideal Star Wars movie, which again is controversial because people hate it for some reason.
Chris, and you and I in the past have talked about, definitely in one of the Marvel movies, I think it was Endgame, but we've talked about some of the forced upon female like moments where they're like, we really got to force and wedge this in here because we got to be woke, we got to be whatever. What I love about that character that she's mentioning is it doesn't seem forced. It seems like a natural, honest to goodness part of the story. I never cared that she was a woman. I cared that she was a good character. And I think that's a testament of a good character, is when you don't care what sex they are, you just care that they're a good character.
That whole movie is kind of like a perfect definition of like non-forced diversity. Because in like Last Jedi, they forced that Rose, I believe her name was. They forced that character, and then they never used her again. And it was very obvious that they did it because she is, I believe, she got Filipino or something, Asian of some sort. They wanted the diversity. This movie's like, there is so many important characters.
Cassian, who's in it, he has his own standalone series coming to Disney Plus.
Yes, so I'm so excited for that.
I know, I'm stoked about that because is Jen going to be in it?
Yeah, I thought that too.
I hope so. And anyways, I think we were talking about our top 2 favorite.
Yeah, what's your last one?
Okay, this is just obviously because I'm smart and I'm a normal person. Princess Leia. Another like example of perfect character, not even just perfect female character, perfect character. She has her faults, she has her morals, and she has integrity. So when you're watching this movie, you're never going to think like, why did she do this?
Or she's going to do the selfish thing or the wrong thing. Yeah.
But it's also just such a well-written character where you never question her choices, which again, when you're watching the movie, you might be like, why is she doing this? But in the end, you'll be like, I don't understand why she did that. It's always, oh, she did that because of this. She also is like.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
A princess of a planet. She is the or the
lightsaber?
general of
General. She
of
becomes
a
a general.
rebellion.
Yeah.
She's like
Jedi. She trains as a
she's
Jedi.
a Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
I mean-
all sorts of badass. Like,
Yeah.
but the question I was going to ask you was: do you like the Princess Leia years or the General Organa?
Because I looked up to the Princess Leia years as more than general because
You were younger
Yeah,
daughter.
I was young. I am younger, and so probably princess. But that's also because we see the most of that. We don't really see the time between princess and general, so I don't know the character development.
You're missing a third option. We have the General Organa. We have Princess Leia. You're missing that one brief scene where she was temporarily British.
British. Well,
Yes.
She was also a slave apparently once too.
Yes, I mean,
I don't
but
look forward to
where
that.
she had a British accent for about one scene, and then the British accent never comes back.
Is that in the Last Jedi?
No, it was when you read the book, Carrie Fisher's book, and she talks about it. It was one of the first scenes they filmed, and she was super nervous, and so naturally, I guess she just started doing a British accent.
British. She drinks a
And-
tea.
Yeah, and they never corrected it. And then in future scenes, when she calmed down, she dropped the accent, and no one noticed.
Do you ever just get nervous and just become British?
Yeah.
Like in your daily life, like, oh, I gotta order something.
When I'm British, when I get scared, I
British.
become Canadian.
When I'm scared, I come Yoda. I'm gonna go away now.
Yoda irks me.
So let me guess, Chris. I didn't get to see this list. Was the number one on the list Yoda?
The number one list on the list was not Yoda. You'll have to listen to the show to find out who the number one was.
Okay,
But I
that's
can
curious.
give-
If it's not Yoda, well, that's interesting.
I don't think Yoda should be the number one. I have
I
some
can tell you
reasons.
that this list doesn't include Clone Wars, Rebels, or any of that stuff. So it doesn't have like.
Oh, so it's sticking to the movie canon. Okay,
Okay, that's
yeah.
fair.
No,
That's fair. There's a lot
yeah,
of characters.
most of the movies, yeah, like because Solo's in here and a couple other things. But I mean, Uncle Owen made the list, so the list is not the greatest. But it is
Oh,
Rolling
he-
Stone. So I had to take something for it. But
He drank blue milk. Oh,
I'll give you a couple examples of a few more people before we bounce. Princess Leia did come in at number 5,
good.
which I agree she is top 5. She's top 5 out of all.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then of course in the top 5, I won't put them in any order, are Yoda, Boba Fett, Darth Vader, and Han Solo.
Ooh.
And you know, it's funny that all these years later, I mean, we all love Boba Fett. We really like The Mandalorian. I think we're in agreement there. But isn't it funny that a character that had such little screen time is still to this day one of the most popular and loved characters? And he was a bad guy in
Yeah,
the first movie.
he's
Like, he was a
actually-
bad guy who's barely on screen, and for some reason, he's everyone's favorite.
He's actually one of the oldest characters too, because he was still alive post Empire,
Yeah.
and he was alive pre-Empire. And I read a book on him a while ago, and it was the
living
book that I
clone.
think
He's the only living clone.
he's the only living clone, but his story is just so interesting. I really wished that they would have made more scenes or
Well,
movies
the
with him.
TV show coming out, the Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus, that's coming out very soon. So we'll hopefully
I
see.
think I read the book that was based on.
Oh, really? Oh,
I
no
think
spoiler.
so.
I want to give you
Oh
one.
no!
One more.
Spoiler alert! He's in it.
Oh, well, good. Well, I wanted to touch the same kind of thing where you said, Boba Fett was this simple character that nobody really cared about, some guy in green armor in the background that died accidentally, supposedly, but then lived. Obi-Wan Kenobi in the very first movie, just some old dude that dies at the very end. It's like, oh, okay, cool. And then you don't really think about him. I remember being younger going, oh, that was cool. And then when I got older and they released the Clone Wars and the prequels and everything, Obi-Wan Kenobi took on a lot bigger life in the story that everybody knew. So I was talking about this a little bit with Aiden before we came over to you guys. And the Obi-Wan Kenobi that I knew growing up didn't mean a whole lot, but the Obi-Wan Kenobi I know now when I'm immersed into it is one of the best if not the best character, arguably, because he's killed many Siths. He coached, he trained Vader.
He bridges the prequels and the sequel.
Yeah.
He bridges quite a few eras of Star Wars. And that kind of
he's a
universe.
timeless character. Like you don't think of him and go like, oh, he's from the Clone Wars. You say, oh, Obi-Wan from Kenobi from Star Wars. Like he's a very woven in character,
and we get to see more of his character in the new series too, so I'm stoked because that's after he's at Tatooine watching over Luke, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll see like little Luke get his ass beat or something.
Baby Luke.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining the show. I'll talk to you guys in a bit.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
Bye guys. All right, let's jump to number 3, and this is
obviously.
I agree with this actually.
Yes.
I 100% agree. Boba Fett is a huge part of the movies.
Yes. You know, I don't know why. Wait, you know what I just realized? Why wasn't Darth Maul in the top 10?
I don't know. We'll find out where he is in a minute. Where was he actually? Let's look. Darth Maul. Darth Maul's 11. That's funny you say that. Well, it's funny because he was only in one movie.
I know, but he was a fan favorite.
He was, but
everybody loved him.
But if you know more,
and he only had like 2 lines though.
But if you know more of the lore, he's in a lot of the Clone Wars.
Yes.
And he shows up in Rebels.
And he has big spider legs.
He does, but then he gets robot legs. So yeah, he's definitely in it more. But for the fact that he was only in that movie the one time, and it was the bad guy and the
Oh, he was also in Solo.
Yeah, he was in Solo. So I guess I know why he's up there because he looks awesome. But he's not in a lot of movies, kind of like Yoda. Even Boba Fett. Boba Fett in the first 3 movies wasn't that popular. I don't think he was a character I was like, oh my God, look at that guy. It was nothing like that until later on when they did the prequels and stuff that Mandalorians and everything we even talked about. So Boba Fett being number 3 now makes sense, but not like back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, Boba Fett is going to have his own series now since he runs Jabba's palace in Tatooine. Yeah. All right. So then Boba Fett got out of the Sarlacc pit and he's doing his thing.
And he meets Din Djarin. That's Mandalorian's.
His name.
Din Djarin.
Yep.
We'll just call him the Mandalorian.
Call him Mando.
Yeah.
We like calling him Mando. But he's
he
in that.
meets him and helps him out, and then he's just like, I'm gonna go back to Jabba's palace. And that Jabba's original assistant is taking his place, and is just like all fat now.
Yeah, he's all chubby.
Hey, and he's like, oh my God, hey Boba, wait, you're alive? What are you doing here? Do you want something to drink or something?
All right, yeah, Boba Fett 3. He's been in pretty much. I mean, The Empire Strikes Back's where he's more highlighted, but he came back.
Empire Strikes Back,
and then
Return of the Jedi.
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian, yeah.
That's all. He just comes back then.
And then he was also a kid in
yes.
Attack of the Clones.
He was also a kid in all the Clone Wars, and he shows that he's up in there quite a bit actually. So yeah, that's smart.
All right, on to number 2.
Who do you think number 2 is, Aiden?
Let me guess. Jar Jar Binks.
Me thinking you were stupid.
That one guy from Rogue One?
No, I have COVID.
Luke.
I just can't put my finger on it.
They call him Annie for short.
Okay, yeah.
Why
That's Darth Vader.
Yeah, why wouldn't you change your name to Darth Vader if your nickname was Annie as a guy, huh?
Annie?
I don't know.
Okay, so the best villain of all time, right?
Yes.
Best villain of any movie, any TV show, any cartoon, any family, any country.
Better than Terminator. Wait, no.
Yeah, totally better than Terminator.
Better than Terminator.
I think he could kill Terminator because Terminator's just a droid.
Yeah.
Cut him in half with a lightsaber.
Yes.
So, yeah, Terminator has nothing on Darth Vader and or Annie. I love it when Jar Jar says it. Annie. All right, we can talk for days about Darth Vader. He's all over this room we're actually recording in right now. You've dressed up for him as Halloween, or your mother is dressed up for him as Halloween. I'm sure I've dressed up with him as Halloween. For Halloween. I'm sure I've dressed up as him. Well, whatever. During Halloween. You know what I mean. But Darth Vader, the most infamous
bad
guy
ever.
And that they even made a whole parody movie about him in Spaceballs.
Yeah. How
Lord Helmet.
How slow like an actual big ship goes.
Right.
It took like
ludicrous speed.
It took like a whole 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Just like All right, can I go on to the movie now?
Yeah, right. But yeah, Darth Vader, they say he dies in Return of the Jedi. But honestly, you never die if you have the Force, and he's kind of popped up here and there. And
yeah, he brought balance to the Force by just getting rid of Palpatine.
Yeah, but Palpatine came. Well, that's more.
Palpatine came back, but
the rise of Skywalker. So okay, number one, you just saw what it was, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
number one, the guy, the man, the myth, the smuggler legend, Han Solo.
Yeah, I agree with this. I agree with this 100%. And the reason that I agree with this the most is because we could all be Han Solo.
Yeah.
We're not using the Force. We're just a smuggler with a gun and a big furry friend.
Yes.
And we can fly really good. So like if we could be anybody as humans in this story, it would be Han Solo. So I think that's why he's probably number one. But also, he's got the best lines.
Yeah.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
Sir, the possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
Keep your distance, though, Chewie. But don't look like you're trying to keep your distance. I don't know. Fly casual.
Look, your worshipfulness, let's get one thing straight. I take orders from just one person, me.
Come on. Come on.
You're imagining things.
Am I? Then why are you following me? Afraid I was going to leave without giving you a goodbye kiss?
I just assumed it's a Wookiee.
I can arrange that.
You can use a good kiss.
Look, Jabba, I was just on my way to pay you back, and I got a little sidetracked.
Where did you dig up that old fossil?
I thought you knew this person.
Well, that was a long time ago. I'm sure he's forgotten about that.
Chewie, give me the gun.
Hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side.
You don't believe in the Force, do you?
Sorry, sweetheart. I haven't got time for anything else.
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Your tauntaun will freeze before you reach the first marker.
Then I'll see you in hell. I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.
I love you.
I know.
I like that he, again, the whole who shot first.
Yeah.
Did he shoot Greedo? Do we?
In the extended edition, Greedo shot first, but then
The originals, Han shot first.
Yeah.
Yep. Han did shoot first on the originals. And honestly, if you watch Solo, a Star Wars story, he shoots first at the end of that one, too. So it lays precedence because he kills Woody Harrelson's character. Mm-hmm. Remember, he's all talking. He's like, oh, and he shoots him. And the guy, Woody Harrelson's character, who I cannot remember right now, I feel like an idiot, is like, that's what I would have done. Speaking of Woody Harrelson, where's he at in this top 50? Is he even on this? Let's see. No. Let's see if I can find his character. Solo is in this because Kier's on here, which is Han Solo's love interest at the beginning of Solo, a Star Wars story. Oh, dude, IG-88's at 40.
Oh, my God.
Do you want to explain who IG-88 is?
He's a bounty hunter droid.
From what?
Not to get confused by IG-11.
Who's IG-11?
IG-11 is from The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm. This was the first time they showed the bounty hunter, and it wasn't a functioning robot in the series or anything.
Yeah, he was just IG-88 just stood still like that one scene. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
He was in that one scene, and he was just standing still.
And then they had to make the droid work for the Mandalorian, and they did a hell of a job, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the other person from. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's look. Okay, Wicket.
Yes.
The Ewok.
Yeah.
The famous Ewok is at 29.
Jeez.
Don't you think he should be? Nah, that's probably about right because Ewoks aren't
that
back.
big.
Yeah.
They did a small cameo in
Yeah. They have a Christmas special. You know what? Let's not even talk about that.
Yeah.
General Grievous. He's one of my favorites.
What I was gonna say, the Ewoks made
a
Wicket made a small cameo in the Rise of Skywalker. He and another Ewok.
Yes, they did.
When the Star Destroyers were falling, I have no idea how they got that. I have no idea how they got to Endor.
How could every single planet see all the starships?
I know.
Yeah, no.
They were just like, whoa, what is that?
Let's talk about our favorite characters now. Who's your favorite character, Aiden?
Jar Jar Binks.
Really?
Not really, but Jar Jar Binks comes in I like Jar Jar Binks.
I do too, but we'll have a whole show about that later.
Mm-hmm.
But who's your favorite character of all? And I'll let you do two because I know it's difficult. What do you think?
I really like Dio.
Dio, the new robot.
Yeah.
From Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
We have the
I also really like-
giant Funko up there.
Yeah.
Who else do you like?
I also really like R2D2. Obviously.
Yeah, R2D2's up there as one of my favorites, but not my top two. If I'm being truthful to myself, I think my top two would have to be, I think Obi-Wan Kenobi's up there for sure because I don't know. I really like him, and he kills a lot of Siths, and he has that stance with the lightsaber up like this. You can't see me because I'm on a podcast, but and then if I'm being honest with myself, which I don't think she's on this list, Ahsoka Tano. I really like her as a character, and if you haven't seen the Clone Wars, watch them. She showed up in The Mandalorian.
Yes. That is, yeah.
And
Wait, why is Lobot up here? He's not even a big character.
I know. I don't know why he's on here at all either. So I think this
I don't
list
think
might be
that
a little
many.
bumped.
I don't think really anybody knows him. He just showed up. He's like just when Mando. Wait, no. He's he's Lando's personal like drone
Assistant. Yeah, like
just
a droid because he's a droid. But I mean, I'd say if you haven't seen, like I said, the Clone Wars of the Ahsoka.
What is that?
What are you looking at? Can I talk?
EV9D9, isn't that one droid that says, all right, you see the you're going to be Jabba's assistant, and you, astromech droid, you're going to go be a server drink guy.
Exactly.
Why is he on here as well?
I'm going to stop moving this site around if you don't stop talking about it.
Some of these characters are just, what?
You know, where's the Emperor? Let's see if the Emperor's on here. What number do you think the Emperor's at? Count Dooku's 37.
Uh-huh.
Emperor should be a lot higher.
Uh-huh.
I don't see him yet. Kylo Ren is 22. The Emperor is 20. Hey, the Force is with me, and I am one with the Force is at number 21.
Yeah.
Nick Fury's at 19.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah.
Who was CGI'd in the latest movies. Or in the prequels or whatever they did.
Yes.
Rogue One. He's 18.
Wow.
Now this I don't agree with. Chewbacca.
17? Are you kidding me?
He should be in top 10. Easy.
Yeah, yes.
Totally top 10.
Obviously.
Okay, so you said
What?
R2D2 and Dio?
Yeah.
You don't like people?
I mean, I like the people characters. I really like the droids, though, because they're like...
I do, too.
funny.
I do like the droids. I like K2SO.
Mm-hmm. He's a good pick.
He was really fun from Rogue One. Especially when Jyn also shoots that other Imperial droid, and he's all... Did you know that wasn't me?
Did you really think that was me?
Yeah, there you go. Lando's at 13. That's probably pretty good. I'm sure that'll go up as soon as he gets his own movie. Yeah. He was really good in Rogue One.
How is this chart?
I am looking right now. This chart was made in 2020, so last year.
Okay, so why aren't there Mandalorian characters on here?
I'm curious to why there are not Mandalorian characters on here. But they
Grogu
probably wrote
should
this.
be like at least in the top 10.
My guess is they wrote this before the whole series was done or out, so they probably didn't want to mess with it too much.
Or maybe they wrote it before the series was like out.
Who are we missing right now? C-3PO, 12.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, I feel like he should be a little more higher.
I don't agree with Greedo being 15.
Yeah, he's not really that big of a character.
He gets shot in the first 10 minutes. Not even that. First 5 minutes of him being introduced, he's dead.
Yeah.
What else we got on here? We have Finn. Finn is at 23.
Admiral Akbar's at 24. No, he's not.
But it's a trap.
Yeah, he shouldn't be there. No, he's better than that. He should be at at least 11 maybe.
Yeah, no, Akbar?
Yeah.
He's not that pivotal, actually. If you watch the Clone Wars, he's not Admiral, he's General.
No, he's Captain, I think.
Captain, whatever. He's in the Clone Wars. I do, however, like the Clone Wars, how they bring all the characters in younger.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. We need to talk Easter eggs about this one time, too. We have to do a show about Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we named most of them. Poe's at 28. I don't know what this character...
It's the little monkey thing.
Salicious B. Crumb.
From, like, Jabba's little personal jester guy. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. But why is Max Rebo on here?
I know.
Ugh.
Did he die? I think there's theories that his little piano was also like a little ship, so he got out of there before everything blew up.
He doesn't look little. He looks like a big blue elephant.
Yeah.
Count Dooku's 37. That robot doesn't matter. She does not matter. Wedge Antilles.
Yeah.
Luke's friend, right?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Or the leader of...
yeah, like, he was Red Leader.
He was Red Leader. You were right.
In Return of the Jedi. But then we don't see him really again. And then we see him in Rise of Skywalker.
I'm reading something at the end of this that says that he turned down a part in The Force Awakens because he's tired of being a glorified extra. Oh man, I wouldn't have turned.
But then
that down.
he comes out of nowhere in Rise of Skywalker, and it's just like, "Hey, I'm here as well."
Yeah, right.
Like, hey, remember me?
Remember me? Padme's at 48, which I mean, she only gave birth to Luke and Leia. I think she'd be a little bit higher.
What?
Yeah.
Ula?
Dude, nobody knows who that is.
I know, right?
Okay, so Ula is
was like the first person to, like, I don't know.
Slave Leia before Leia, she was slave Leia.
Jabba's slave, and then
She's the one that falls into the pit.
she was
with
like,
Luke.
"No, let me go." Nah, but you get out of here.
She's number 50. Yeah, and Padme's 48.
Right before her?
Yeah.
Why is she
Okay,
on this list?
Also, Jango Fett.
Yeah.
The man
guy-
used to make all the clones is 49. Yeah, because he has all these other cartoons and shows about him.
Yeah, also, my mom is here. Yeah. Hello.
I'm just listening.
Yeah, we're the Funner family. We do things this way. All right. Well, I think we nailed most of them. Are we missing any characters you think of, Aiden?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, the one character I didn't see on here, which should be if Greedo's on here, is that robot. What was the name of the droid in Han Solo? She has a crazy dialect, is what C-3PO says later on in
L3.
L3.
Yeah.
She had an attitude. She's badass.
Yeah.
I like her.
Also, I think that remember how like her memory or like she was like basically controlling the Falcon.
She was uploaded into the Falcon.
Yeah, that means all those stunts and stuff might have been done by her.
Yeah, remember if you remember Star Wars, C-3PO is talking to the Falcon, and he's like, "Man, this ship's got a weird dialect." Do you remember that?
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Like,
they tie it together so well with the lore. It's pretty cool. So, well, I don't think we missed a whole lot of players. There's Ezra from the Rebels, but again, I don't think the Rebels are a part of this. I mean, so then if you take out all those people, even though Solo's on here, again, the robot should be on here, but I don't know. And I think we touched on all of them, and some ones we probably shouldn't have. So do me a favor, go to thisisfunner.com and listen to all the other podcasts and check out all the other online content up there.
Yeah, and listen to my podcast, Aiden's Arcade Academy.
Perfect. And just, hit us up.
Subscribe to my channel on The Boy Aiden.
There you go, theboyaiden.com. But go to thisisfunner.com too. You can go to thisisfunner.com and just scroll down and find the boy Aiden's name. Anyway, too much explaining. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, rate, review, and
share with a friend.
Share with a friend. And as always, may the Force be with you.
Yes, always.
May the Force be with you. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
Anakin, may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you, Master.
May the Force be with you both.
May the Force be with you, Master.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you. May the Force be with you. May the Force be with you. May the Force be with us all.
Obi-Wan, may the Force be with you. Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you. Always.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you. And remember, the Force will be with you. Always.
May the Force be with us.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
The Force will be with you. Always.
And may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
Remember, the Force will be with you. Always.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with us.
May the Force be with you.
And may the Force be with us.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be... You go, I've said it enough.
May the Force be with you. Always.
This is funner.
O'Reilly! It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get up to a $25 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries. Our professional parts people will test your old battery for free and recommend the right battery for your vehicle. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts.